Hey y'all, hey, so I'm back with another video. I've been going for a little bit. I'm sorry y'all. I've been trying to get ready. My birthday is in like a few days, and I'm going to Vegas for my birthday next week. So I just been busy as shit trying to get everything together. But we're here. We're here, sorry. Again for another what the fuck are we talking about? So I definitely won't be on here no time next week because I'm gonna be out in Vegas the whole week, okay? But I will hop on as soon as I get back. But before I left, I was like, okay, I haven't done a video in a few days. Let me just kind of go through and see what's been going on, right? So a few topics we're gonna cover today. All right, let's start off with the verses that just took place. So there was a versus that just happened. Was it Saturday? I think this past Saturday, and it was No Limit versus Cash Money. So when the versus was first announced, very exciting because versus has been going for a while now. And part of the reason is because they were kind of like in they was in litigation over like the rights of verses. There was some shit going on with Triller and some of the investors. It took like a few years. Now that everything is cool, I believe that Swiss and Timbaland own it again outright. So now obviously it's just about trying to, figure out what we do going forward. I am happy that in this new iteration, because for a while it was kind of bouncing around. First it was just on IG. Then they got the bag and it was on IG and Apple. Then they got a different situation and it was IG and Triller. And nobody is fucking on Triller. So then that failed real badly. So I'm glad that we're back again at doing it on versus IG and Apple. Thank you. Thank you guys. Shout out to Larry Jackson. I'm pretty sure he has something to do with that. Well, no, Larry Jackson ain't even on Apple no more. Whoever the hell is over there at Apple, thank you for getting back with versus. The best format is both IG and Apple. Now, I normally watch it on IG because of the comments. The comments to me always make the verses. They be cracking me up sometimes. But anyway, so going into it, I had Cash Money just because off top, I can't until this verses. I couldn't really tell you a lot of No Limit songs, just off the top of my head. But obviously, I know a whole lot of Cash Money songs, right? So the verses happens or whatever. Surprisingly, I knew so many No Limit songs. I just didn't know, like, because really, when it comes to No Limit, all I really know is Master P. Like, I know his, like, hits, like, Make 'Em Say, I know No Limit Soldiers. Like, I know those songs. Those are the first things that kind of come to my head. But, baby, I be forgetting about all of the other little people that's part of No Limit. Let me tell you something. When Chopper Style came on, because I was cooking during this battle, baby, I just put my leg up, start tricking, chopper style, chop. Bitch, I forgot about chopper style, chop, chop. Come on, chop, chop. I said, bitch, I forgot about that song. That's a good twerking song. That's a good twerking song, baby. Forgot about that song. Or I didn't notice it during the battle because I had clicked off. But later when I saw people talking about the whole I Can Tell thing, I'm like, I don't know no song I Can Tell. Then I heard it, bitch. I could tell from the look in your eyes. I could tell you wanna fuck. And you ain't gotta call me a boo. Just as bad as you wanna fuck, I wanna fuck. Oh, no, no. I said, come on. That was my shit when I was like 7 or 8. That was really my song. Oh, my gosh. So inappropriate. But, yes. Had a nice time over there. Obviously, Cash Money gonna do all the hits. I'll be here all day if I run down all the hits, right? Now, personally, I know a lot of people, I know a lot of people felt like No Limit won because they felt like they was more of like a unit and more together than Cash Money. But for me, I still had Cash Money winning. Like, if we're going off of just records, to me, Cash Money wins. And I thought about this hard. I'm like, why is it, right, that I know, like, as somebody that's from New York, right, why is it that I know Cash Money songs much more than I know No Limit songs? And then when I really start to think about it, I forgot, like, Master P, like, created No Limit on his own, with his own bread, with his own everything, right? He was more, like, independent than Cash Money was. Cash Money was more on some label type shit, and so, when you're on the label, you kind of get pushed a little bit further, especially back in the day. So that kind of makes the most sense to me. But yeah, Cash Money has hits. So to me, they won. But I understand people talking about like everything else that happened on stage. Now, two things that happened, and another reason too why I love verses so much is because think about this. Think about verses, right? Versus is great, especially for like content creators like me, because we're never just gonna talk about just the verses. You have yet to come. There's not too many verses that you walk away from and the story is just the verses. It's always some shit that's connected, that's an offshoot, whether it has something to do with the people on stage, even if something happened during the battle, whether it's after the battle, people not agreeing, whether we saw some messy shit behind the scenes. Like, it's always extra stories from Versus outside of the main event, which is why I appreciate it, right? So the two stories that are offshoots of Versus is, number one, the fact that, well, 2/3, these two kind of go together. So at the end, right, Birdman gets on a mic and starts going off on this whole long tangent and like pretty much says, and shout out to Turk, but nah, fuck you, Turk, because you a little, I don't know, maybe he called him a bitch or something, but he was like, we gonna fuck with you when we wanna fuck with you, and he's just going off on this whole rant about Turk. Now, Lil Wayne and Turk was not there for the Cash Money side, right, which is why a lot of people feel like they lost. I will say that Cash Money trying to play a Millie as a song when Wayne is not there is just like, who thought that was a good idea? Who thought that using a Millie as a song when Wayne is not there was a good idea? Terrible idea, right? Now, there are two things going on here. Now, I just watched the Joe Budden podcast, and I'm sorry, this ain't no disrespect, but I'm not taking... Ice got on a pod, right, and said that he talked to somebody. And this is no shade to Ice, but Ice is not gonna be like my source for the truth. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that he's lying, but I can't verify or guarantee that whoever he was talking to knows what the fuck that they're talking about, or could have just said some shit just to fucking say it. I don't know. That's for Ice to believe, not me. But there a while ago, because I want to be very clear, right? This was a while ago that Wayne has said this. Wayne said a long time ago around Hot Boys that if Turk was not invited somewhere, right, that if Turk was not going to go somewhere or he wasn't invited on stage, then he would also not perform at places because, you know, him and Turk is like this. Now, Ice got on the Joe Budden podcast and said, no, that's not true. That's not true at all, because the person told me it has nothing to do with Turk. It has everything to do with the fact that Wayne just don't fuck with Birdman, and he don't fuck with none of them at all. So he wasn't going. Whether Turk was there or Turk was not there, he was not going. Okay, maybe, possibly. But I want to say that when they did, the reason why to me that theory, let me say, two things can be true, right? Wayne could genuinely not fuck with Birdman and them, but he could also not fuck with Birdman and them partially because of how they do Turk, and then obviously because of all the other contractual things. So my thing is, I don't like that, like, Ice was like, oh, well, that's just not true at all. No. Two things can be true. You're right. Wayne could have decided I'm not going even if Turk was there. But I do think that Turk not being a part of it gives him more of a reason to be like, see, that I wasn't going anyway. But that's even more of a reason for me to not go. And the only reason I'm saying that I feel like that theory of Wayne not coming unless Turk shows up holds is because I think, was it Essence or something maybe? When they just did the Cash Money reunion in New Orleans, I think for Essence Fest, Turk was there, and guess who was there as well? Wayne. Turk was there, and guess who else was there? Wayne. And prior to that, Wayne doesn't really be popping up with Cash Money. But anyway, all I like to say is that he said that about Turk, whatever. Then Turk, like, there's a video of Turk like watching the verses, but I guess once he heard Birdman just say shout out to Turk, the whole room got loud, and so did he. So he didn't hear what Birdman said right after it, which was fuck him. But then there's another video of Turk at the same party that he was watching the verses at, and pretty much was like he was like, I'm so happy that I have my wife and my sister-in-law with me, because if I didn't, it would have went down. But you want to know what? God bless them. Hope everything works out. So clearly that's never going to be a situation. Ice also said that Wayne allegedly said that he would never do a verses because he can do his own verses. To me, again, the reason why that doesn't make any sense at all is because Wayne has popped up on verses before. Wayne came out, I think, for Juicy J. Wayne came out and did his verse for Bands Or Make Her Dance. So what are we talking about when you say That's why, to me, again, I'm not saying that Ice is lying, because I'm pretty sure somebody did tell him that. But I can't verify whatever the fuck this person is saying, because some of the things kind of contradict that. Like the idea of, oh, I'm not going to do a versus with y'all because I could do a verse on my own. That doesn't make sense, because, I mean, maybe that's how he feels. But like, for example, right? Jadakiss did his own verses against Fabulous. His own, separate. And then he did a versus with the Locks. It ain't really that much fucking different to me. And again, like I said, it's not like Wayne has not popped up on verses at all. He has. So, whatever. All that to say is that Birdman is messy as fuck. Drunk as hell. High to get on my damn nerves. The second story that came out of that was Tamar Braxton. So, and also, did y'all see Kelly Price? What the hell? Who knew that Kelly Price was a No Limit soldier? And apparently her and Mia X are like really, really cool, or somewhat best friends, and that's why she was there. But I was very surprised to see Kelly Price's ass there. But also, Tamar. Now, for me, from the very beginning, when I saw Tamar, I'm like, I said Tamar must be here to babysit Birdman, because Toni Braxton was never showing up to this. Toni, the living legend Braxton, was never showing up to this. Now, mind you, when I said this to my mom was like, but ain't her and Birdman married? So, yeah, but do you see her claiming that nigga publicly? No, I think she just did an interview this week on like one of the morning shows or whatever. And they asked her about Birdman, like, because I think it was like their 1 year wedding anniversary. And that's the first time I've ever even heard Toni talk about them two being together. She said they were friends for a long time and whatever happened. But Toni, the living legend, Braxton was never going to that hoodlum event. It wasn't happening. So when I saw Tamar, I'm like, she's probably there because Toni probably sent her to babysit, because she was never fucking going anyway. But everybody on the internet was getting a little bit in an uproar, not because Tamar was there, but because of her interaction with Birdman. Now, to be fair, the patting the sweat off of the head was kind of crazy. And that's kind of what threw people, not even necessarily that she was there. It was like, it just felt like she was doing a lot when it came to Birdman, rubbing his back. Like I said, for me, it was the patting of the head. And the reason why this was a big deal, if people that's, watching me don't know, is because on the last episode of the Braxtons, which that show is now back, right, which was a couple of days, I think, before the Versus, there's a big argument that breaks out at the table between Toni, Tamar, Tawanda, and Trina, right? And within that argument, Tawanda says that I think Tamar had said that, like, Tawanda, like, was messing around with one of Toni's men. And then Tawanda said, no, you have fucked you have fucked Toni's man before. And Tamar said, who did I fuck? Tawanda said a name, but they bleeped it out. So I'm saying all that to say is that a few days right before the Versus, there was an episode where the biggest thing was that Tawanda had said that Tamar fucked one of Toni's men. So for that to be like something that was just said, now granted, this is, mind you, that was filmed months ago, which is why I don't understand why people don't correlate the two. But that was filmed months ago. But because people just saw the episode, they were trying to put two and two together, like, oh, is that who Tawanda was talking about, that Tamar fucked the Birdman? But no, right after the Versus is over, there's another video that comes out of, just somebody recording behind the scenes. And they show Birdman pretty much on FaceTime with Toni. And as I said, Toni, the living legend Braxton, was not there because she was not coming to no hood rat ass shit like that. She wasn't. Second of all, Toni is too busy getting ready for her own damn tour. New Edition, Boys to Men, Toni Braxton, they're all going on tour together, starting in February. So I'm pretty sure my girl is too busy getting ready for that. And also, shout out to my parents, because I bought the meet and greet tickets for the date in Brooklyn for that. I hope they have a nice time. Anyway, but, yeah, so Toni Living Legend Braxton was never coming to that. And then Tamar runs up, like, next to Birdman and was talking to her like, oh my gosh, it was the best Versus ever. It was this, it was that. So clearly all of that to show was that it was perfectly fine. Wasn't no funny shit going on. As I said, Toni sent her there. And then Tamar got on Twitter and responded to somebody asking, like, why was she there? And she was like, because my sister couldn't be there and because I was just trying to support my brother-in-law. Now, I asked my mama, was she ever dab? Because I have a bald-headed uncle, too. And I said, was she ever dab my bald-headed uncle's head? And she said, absolutely the fuck not. So I just wanted to check from a sister-in-law's perspective. Is it okay? Because I would never do that to my nigga's brother. I'll throw the fuck up. I would throw, not even brother. No, what it would be your sister's husband. Never mind. I guess that doesn't work, but close enough. Doesn't matter. So yeah, so that was the Verzuz. I'm really interested in who they do next. It was short. Oh, also about the whole thing about it being in New Orleans. Ebro, now, unfortunately, I watched a lot of the fucking pre-show, right? Ebro said, because I think Jim Jones, Joel Santana, and my baby, oh my gosh, Dave. Woo! Dave, fine ass East. That man is so fine. Okay, all three of them was talking to Ebro, right before the Verzuz. And Joel's was like, the only thing I'm surprised about is the fact that it's not in New Orleans because it was at Complex Con in Las Vegas, right? Ebro said it without saying it. He pretty much said, well, people wasn't sure how that was going to go. So all that gave me is it was a safety thing. That's why they did not have it in New Orleans, for safety reasons. These are two fucking groups that had beef that's from NOLA. Nobody can tell how that goes. New Orleans used to be like the murder capital, like, of the United States. Like, let's not. Anyway, so that was Verzuz. I spent enough time on that. What else we gonna talk about? Bitch, before I get into that, because that's gonna be the headline for me. That's the one I'm gonna go off on. But let me keep going for a second. Nicki and Gucci and Keyshia. I told y'all I'm not talking about this shit like that no more, so I'm gonna put it just like this. Gucci and Keyshia, they went on a Breakfast Club to go do an interview because Gucci Mane is coming out with a book or whatever where he is discussing the fact that he has paranoia schizophrenia. Now, I would like to say I am very, 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 very aware of paranoid schizophrenia because mental health issues run very rampant, especially like on my dad's side of the family. And I have multiple very close family members that deal with paranoid schizophrenia, anxiety, bipolar. I'm not putting like my no names about that, but I'm saying I'm just very familiar. So much to the fact that for people in my family, right, especially on my dad's side, all of the kids from a very, very young age are told to please make sure that you are being vocal about your mental health. If there is something going on, please let us know. And we're told that from a very young age. That's how serious mental health is taken on in my family, because a lot of people deal with it. So I'm saying all of that to say is that I have dealt with paranoia, people that are paranoid schizophrenic. I had a family member that was pregnant the same time that I was, and she has paranoia, schizophrenia, and bipolar, at the same time. And that's why a lot of the shit that I see online, it really makes me mad, because it's clear, like, when people just be saying shit just to say shit and they don't really know. So, like, for example, I accidentally, landed in a live with a bunch of barbs talking to each other, and one of the people on there was like, well, I work I work in a mental health institution, so I know exactly what paranoia schizophrenia looks like, and it's not Nicki. I'm trying to tell you. No. See, I hate when people do that, because first of all, you should be fired from your job, because the fact that that's what you pick up from that, either you're not doing your job correctly, or either you must be like a front desk person or something, but also you're not a fucking doctor. So you cannot say that just because. So for example, like, my mom worked at a mental health institution for 15 years. The people that's coming to her are the people that are like at the really like towards the need the most help, end of the spectrum. You get what I'm saying? Like, not somebody that can, somewhat manage it with like therapy and medication. And I'm saying all of that to say is that, and I'm glad that Gucci is doing this, it's very much so possible. Listen to what I'm saying. It's very much so possible to have paranoia, schizophrenia, and bipolar, those two things separately or together, and live a somewhat functional life with therapy, help and support, and medication. I need y'all to stop. The problem is that when people hear paranoid schizophrenia, they think of somebody locked up in a room just going crazy by themselves. That is number one. Sometimes that's because you know, the person didn't have all of the things that I'm saying. They don't have the help. They don't have the support. They don't have the medication. They don't have all the things that they need. Also, you do have some people, it's a spectrum. Like I tell people all the time, life is on a spectrum. You have some people that's all the way on this end, some people that's all the way on this end, some people that are in the middle. So yes, there are people that are paranoid schizophrenic that you do have to sometimes, unfortunately, kind of keep them like in a safe space, you know, to where they won't hurt themselves or others. But there are people like Gucci who can somewhat function, right? You just may think that they're like, you know, just a little eccentric or whatever, but they can actually lead regular and healthy lives if they're doing all of the things that they need to do, which is exactly why, like I said, I get annoyed that that's what Nicki fans try to say, like, oh, if she was really, because that's what it is. What you're saying is that if she was really a paranoid schizophrenic and have bipolar, then there's no way she would be able to do all the things that she's doing. That's a lie. Yes, she would. Yes, she would. She would just be spiraling and having episodes like it seems like she's having now. All of that to say is that, right, they came on, they did this interview. It was really, really good. It was so good. Shout out to Keyshia, a partner, a very, I don't even want to say, oh, that's a wife. I'm talking about a partner, period, male or female. That's how you're supposed to handle it as a partner, right? I guess because of that interview, right, and mind you, I'm one of the people that said it too. People was like, this is what Kenneth Petty, talking about Keyshia, should be doing for Nicki. Because Keyshia talked about how she really had to like balk down and take this nigga's phone and get him help. Kidnap this man. Unless you have dealt with somebody like that, please do not speak on it. I was pregnant, mind you. Pregnant dealing with somebody who had the exact same situation. Crazy work, right? So, I guess this, in my opinion, I think two things were happening there. I think number one, Nicki was a little triggered by the stuff that Gucci was saying, because I think she probably relates to like the episodes and stuff that he was talking about. And I also think that she was triggered by the fact that people were saying that that's what Kenneth should be doing for her. So because of that, Nicki starts to go off on Keyshia K'Yor, saying how she's and this is how, to me, I really know that like there's something going on over there. She said Keyshia K'Yor is trying to sedate Gucci, and a lot of times when you're dealing with people who have like mental health issues, a lot of times that is the way that they view it and they frame it. They frame it as you trying to control them, as you trying to sedate them. That's why it's not even just, it's all of the antics, but it's also the wording that she chooses, because again, I'm very familiar. Yeah, that's very much so how they feel. You're sedating me. You're trying to control me. It's a bigger, it's paranoia, right? That's the big part that y'all got to think about, right? If it just allegedly, if she is like a paranoid schizophrenic, right? The paranoia part is a big part of that. You feel like there's somebody or something that's always coming for you, whether it's the government, whether it's people around you, whether you always feel like there's this bigger plot that's against you. I'm going to tell y'all a real quick story. A couple years ago, I had somebody in my family who literally had like a break. And I'm going to tell you, this is how bad it was. Their partner came into the kitchen because they didn't know where they went. That person was sitting in the kitchen at 3 a.m. with a fucking screwdriver, taking apart their phone because they said they felt like the government was listening to them. Mind you, this is a person that was a general manager, you know, very present for like all of the people in the family, never was homeless, had nice cars. Do you get what I'm saying? So I need y'all to stop trying to frame it as if those people, like people that have that mental illness, can't like, you know, still be regular people to a degree. But I'm saying the paranoia part. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person felt like the government was hacking their phone. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like she just felt kind of like personally touched, because I think I pray for her. That's all I got for Nicki. I pray for her and I hope everything's okay. I did too see that yesterday, Raw Ali, raggedy ass, karma got your ass, raggedy ass Raw Ali put up some fucking post yesterday and tagged Nicki or whatever. It's this long letter pretty much saying like, I guess, I don't even know how this happened. This has something to do with Tasha K. Hold on one second. Stop. Look at it. It has something to do with Tasha K. Something about Raw Ali allegedly took Nicki's money or something like that. But the point is, the letter was pretty much REALLLYYY saying that she didn't appreciate the fact that Nicki would lie on her pretty much and tell people that she did something that she did not do, and that she hopes, you know, that she gets all of the help that she needs. That's what the fuck you get. Raggedy. You turned on your best friend Remy Ma for a bitch that was going to throw you under the bus. Now, granted, yes, Nicki needs help, but at the end of the day, you fucking played yourself. You played yourself. I will never let that go. I will never let that. I cannot stand a bitch that the minute y'all fall out, she want to click up with your ops. That bitch was never your friend. The friend that the minute y'all fall out, either A, runs and tells everybody your business, or B, decides to now be best friends with your ops, that hoe was never your friend. REALLLYYY was never Remy Ma's friend. Ever. Even if you fell out with Remy, the fact that you would go and close up to Nicki is disgusting. The fact that you would get in the No Frauds video, which is literally there to diss her, you deserve everything that you fucking get. You tried it and you fucking played. Hold on. Stop. Ooh, you played. Also, let's talk about really fast, right? I guess I'll get into the main event for me. So, this whole Glorilla thing, right? Because this is not no Meg versus Glo thing. Because Megan is too busy. I would say Meg is too busy getting dick down. None. I know that's not how this is going. Meg is too busy fucking out of Klay Thompson. Because I'm pretty sure that from him is cool. But I more so feel like she is fucking the ink out of that man. She too busy over there riding on that peen, okay? They just bought a house together in Dallas. She's over there in love, right? Shout out to, for real side, right? The Lover Girl song. The first time I heard it was like 5 a.m. in the morning, so it wasn't really hitting for me. When I played it in the car, can I tell you the part of that song I really don't like? I hate the pop the pussy for your man, pop the pussy for your man. I just don't think it's not because of her saying that. I just hate that part of the song. It's way too long. It drags out for too much of the fucking song. To me, if she would have cut that part out and maybe put like another little bridge or, you know, something like that, that would be fine. But I hate that part of the song. Like, if I could take that part out and then just put the hook back at the end, it wouldn't be as bad. But I know a lot of y'all hate it. It is what it is. The girl is in love. When my girls be in love, the rap girlies be in love, I just let them have it. I let them have it because I know what that's like. So I just let them be in love. But anyway, apparently, so I guess Glo went to a basketball game with EJ. EJ is Megan's former stylist who, child, I'll be here all day. I'll drag the fuck out of EJ too, the same way I would drag the fuck out of REALLLYYY. Don't even get me fucking started on his flaw. Like, you niggas is so flawed. Cardi said that you niggas are really flawed. Y'all are flawed as hell. It's ridiculous. Anyway, EJ and Meg no longer get along. We know that. It's been like that for a while, right? They go to the game. Somebody, I think Keelan, who is now, I think Meg's, friend / stylist kind of, put up something on Twitter saying, like, if somebody, like, dresses up like, me and Meg, I'll give them, some money. Somebody replied to that and put up a picture of Glo and EJ at the game. And then Keelan responded and was like, that ain't no Keelan. So then EJ hops back on and whatever, shades him, whatever, who cares? From there, somebody put up a tweet saying, Megan has been bitter ever since Glo outsold her, right? Glo then likes that. This is why I'm saying y'all are so stupid. Y'all literally fall for anything the fans do. Can I tell you this is how stupid you should feel, right? The person tweeted, Megan is so pressed. Is so bitter ever since Glo outsold her, right? Glo likes that tweet. The person who put up that tweet screenshots the fact that Glo liked it and then said, clock it, sis, and added Megan Thee Stallion. You see how messy fans are? That's what the fuck you get. That is what the you get. So this is where I'm really about to go off. And this is what prompted me to get on this screen, because this shit pissed me off so badly. You bitches are gonna eventually are going to realize that y'all constantly letting the fans gas y'all up is going to cause y'all to continuously like fall within y'all career. It's been said now for a few months, right, for a little bit of time, that it seems as if Glo is being shady towards Megan. Right after tour, Glo posted something on Instagram, some quote, but in the background you had the Tory Lanez music playing. So people was like, oh, hold on, you being shady? Mind you, Glo hops online and says, I don't even play these internet games or whatever, leave me the fuck alone. No, I don't do the internet shit. I accidentally like reposted it or whatever, right? But I don't understand how you saying you don't do internet games, but then you're liking shit shading Megan. And it's not the first time. She's done other little shit like that. But now that we caught you in 4K, bitch, and there's nothing else that you could do about it, it's trash, bro. You bitches are so trash. Let me really talk about something for a quick second, right? Let's talk about this. Be very clear, because we're not going to redo history. I want to be very clear about something, right? When Megan went on her arena tour, right, she brought Glo along with her as an opening act. Awesome. Cool. I want to be very clear about something. When Glo first got on that tour with Megan, she was not in a good place. Glo, when Megan started that tour and Glo was on it, Glo was going this way, not this way. You want to know why? Because when Meg started that tour, guess who was coming up at the same time and had a hit? Sexy Red. Sexy Red at that time when the tour first started, leading up into that tour, and when the tour was first going on, Sexy Red was the one out here with the fucking hits. And to talk about the fans for a second, the fans at the time was trying to pit Sexy Red and Glo against each other. People were saying, oh, Glo time is up. Sexy Red is here now. Oh, Glo, we don't need you anymore. We got somebody that do the same thing. Oh, you're good. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. That's exactly how it was. And it wasn't until maybe like halfway through the tour that Glo started to come out with music that people like. But be very clear, when that tour started, Glo was not where she is now, and she wasn't where she was by the time the tour ended. Let's be very clear. Because Glo was putting out music prior to that and nothing was hitting. But everything that Sexy Red was putting out was hitting. This only happened like a year or some change ago. Why are we trying to rewrite history like that's not what happened? When Megan and Glo started that tour, Megan was absolutely the bigger fucking star with more hits than Glo at that time. What are we talking about? Like I said, as the tour went on, by the time the tour was over, yes, Glo was on fire. On fire by the time the tour was over. But be very clear about where the fuck they started. I think it's so trash for a bitch to do something like that for you. Like, she let you come on her tour. She could have easily asked a lot of. She could have easily figured some shit out and worked through a Cardi. But she asked you to come. And not only did she ask you to come on, but she helped you. Because every single person with eyes can see the difference from before Glo was on tour with Meg and how she performed and carried versus after she was off a tour with Meg. Her performance game stepped up tremendously, and her herself has even said that Meg has helped her, like, with her stage performances. Bitch, you the one who sat up there, because Meg and Glo did that whole little interview together. I forgot who it was for. You sat up there and cried and said that Megan is the one who introduced you to Beyonce, when anybody knows that Glo is like the biggest Beyonce fan. Like, what are we talking about? It's like, bitches will do so much for you and you will still play in their fucking face. You will still play in their face. And also, I want to say something. If Meg, let's just say Meg did something behind the scenes. You want to know how I know she goes to the school of Beyonce? Because she hasn't said nothing. From the public standpoint, Megan has been over there fucking the out of Klay Thompson. That's what she's been doing. She ain't been saying nothing. She just put out a song. She ain't put out music in a long time. So even if that's the case, that behind the scenes she's been doing weird shit, the point of the matter is that public facing wise, you're the one, Glo, that looks stupid now, not her. You the one that look bitter. You the one that look pressed. And let's talk about the numbers for a second. Be very clear. You only outsold her by like 5,000 copies. It wasn't by much. It was not by much. And more importantly, just on a personal note, I thought that the Glorilla album was okay. It was cute. It was better than I expected it to be. But be very clear. I ran Megan Act 1 and 2 into the ground. I don't go back and listen to that Glorilla album. I might go back and listen to the song with her and T-Pain. But that's about it. Oh, and I listened to the song with her and Meg. I literally, let me show y'all. I'm so pissed off because I literally have a playlist with Meg and Glo songs. That's how much I love those two bitches together. I literally have a whole, look, a Meg and Glo fucking playlist. Cause I love these bitches so much. Like, together. Trash Glo. At the end of the day, if you really listen to people that's beefed, like, when I mean beefed, like, had issues with each other, like, I'll use Brandy and Monica, for example, right? They even say, if you, like, watch the tour or whatever, like, through their little vignettes, that what they realized is that a lot of the issues that they had wasn't really between each other. It was the people around them running their mouths, the labels, the industry, and mostly fans. They said really, really the fans. And to me, somebody put up a tweet where it's like, the fans or whatever, like, is really trying to make Meg and Glo, you know, like, a thing or whatever, like, make them not like each other or thing, and Glo fell for it. And then there's people retweeting and being like, why y'all always want to put stuff on the fans? Sometimes as the fans, we just see stuff and we clock it, or why isn't it that it's just Glo's fault or whatever, or why is it that these people didn't really feel some type of way? This is the thing. Because Joe said this before too. He was like, sometimes it's not that the internet is starting stuff. Sometimes the internet can just peep certain things and we be right. You're absolutely right. But I feel like two things can be true. I feel like on one hand, yes, I feel like there's times where people really do have issues with each other and we just as the internet peep it. But I also feel like a lot of times those issues don't really stem from nothing. They really don't. For example, with this whole Meg thing and Glo thing, I personally feel as if there was no real issue that was going on there. I'm going to tell you, to me, where it started. When Meg and Glo was on tour, and towards the back half of that tour, when Glo started to pick up her steam, the Barbs mostly, be clear, it was mostly the Barbs and people that don't like Megan was going around saying, oh, that's crazy. How is it that your opening act is doing better than you? How is it that your opening act sold more than you? You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. And I feel as if Glo saw a lot of that and started to internalize that shit. So sometimes I feel like, yeah, sometimes I do feel like people really feel some type of way and we people. But sometimes I feel like niggas don't be feeling no type of way at all until they get on the internet and see what other people fucking say. And then they internalize that shit. And that's what this is giving. This is giving that Glo been sitting online and listening to what mostly the Barbs and people that just don't like Megan have to say about, oh, that's why you're so much better than her. I really do feel like bitches be internalizing shit that fans say, and then they make it a big thing. Again, Brandy and Monica even addressed this. Although these two bitches is on tour together, loving each other, being the best of friends, Monica literally says she can't wait till the tour is over because she's going to go club hopping with Brandy. Bitch, I can't wait. Bitch, I can't wait, because Brandy was like, I don't really be going outside like that. Monica was like, baby, when this tour is over, we're outside. Being that camaraderie. And the fans are still being negative as shit on TikTok. Talking about how Brandy don't like her. Monica don't really like her. Like, that's what I'm saying about the fans. Yes, the fans really can. Number one, even if there's an issue, the fans literally will fan the flame and make it a much bigger fucking thing than what it is. I think that's trash, Glo. Who the bitter? Megan hasn't said shit. According to who? And if you felt like that, bitch, you should have kept that shit to yourself. And again, this is not for me to drag, but I'm here to drag. Now that we here, let's just start dragging, because first of all, as somebody pointed out so beautifully, Glorilla does not have, yes, sure, she outsold her by 5,000, but be very clear, Glorilla does not have a solid core audience. She does not. Megan has the hotties, a very solid core fan base that regardless of whatever she got going on, we're always going to be there for her and we're going to give her a chance. And I'm saying we because I am a hottie. Cardi has a great core fan base. Shout out the Barty gang. Gang. That's going to support her. A good solid core. Nicki has the Barbs, a good, solid fucking fan base. Beyonce has the Beehive, a very solid fucking fan base. Now, I'm not saying that because Glo's fans don't got no names or whatever, that she doesn't have a solid fan base, but Glorilla does not have a solid core fan base. She does not. She does not. She does not. The reason, in my opinion, why Glo's album did a little bit better than Meg is because of the fact that niggas don't mind riding around listening to Glo. They don't. Which we'll get into something actually after this about that too. Niggas don't have a problem riding around listening to Glo. But niggas are not riding around listening to Meg. And that's just really because of the type of music that y'all make. Meg makes music for women. Through and through. Women. Very women-centric. Very women-centric. Glo makes music that niggas can play as well. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that is really the difference between the two. And then also, you sold 5K more to her with Megan having the fucking hate train that she's had since the whole Tory thing. So what the fuck are you even really saying? What are you saying? She's the one who sold out. It's like y'all saying that, but she's the one who sold out an arena tour, not Glo. Glo just did a fucking tour that was very, very fucking small, and it was terrible. She's not selling out arenas the way that my bitch is. Please, let's not do that. And then, like, I don't know. Like, people were saying, there's something about Glo like that just now it don't feel as authentic. Glo is very likable because she came off very authentic. Like, this is just who she is. She's this southern bitch from fucking Memphis that just like to rap and twerk and have a nice little time. That's why people like Sexy Red as, like, ghetto-fied as she is. It seems like that's really just her. Whether people like it or not, it does seem like that's just authentically her. It doesn't seem... Now, granted, sometimes I feel like it's less of her and it's more like the labels trying to push like a stereotypical type of thing. But it does seem like Sexy, how she acts, that's really just her. She's really just a ratchet ghetto-ass bitch. And we appreciate people being authentic. We don't know what the fuck is going on with Glo. We don't... I'm going to tell y'all what it is. In my opinion, I don't really be on JT's side about a lot of things. But when JT said to Glo, like, you're trying to give Sexy when it's just not working. This is my thing. There are some people that naturally ooze sex and sex appeal. Megan Thee Stallion is one of those people. Megan Thee Stallion can just stand there, literally, not opening up her mouth to say nothing, and she oozes sex. She oozes sexuality. She oozes just like a longing, like, ooh, I want to bend that girl over, even as a woman. Even as a woman. Glo, you do not do that. And there's no shade in that. It's not to say that Glorilla is not sexy to somebody, that she cannot be sexy. But I'm saying, naturally, it does not come off that way. And that's no shade, because I'm one of those people. I don't naturally give sexy. I got to put a little work into it. And when you got to put a little work into being sexy, sometimes it does come off forced, and that's how it comes off with Glorilla. It feels like you're trying to be so sexy that it comes off real inauthentic. It comes off like you started out being, like I said, closer to Sexy Red in the sense of, but you had a little bit more decorum about yourself. Very hood bitch, from around the way, from Memphis, don't give a fuck, out here to fuck these niggas, get this money, blah, 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 right? Real hood, down, regular, around the way bitch. From that to, like, remember the BET performance that she did when she was trying to be sexy? It's like, you can be sexy, right, without doing it that way. And that's something that I think Glo has not understood yet. There's a way of oozing sex without doing that. That whole look is not for everybody. That aesthetic is not for everybody. Everybody can't do that. I was literally watching Cardi the other day. She was on her live and she was listening to On My Back, whatever. Pregnant as hell, that bitch oozes sex. She oozes sex, but she wasn't even saying nothing. She's just like feeling on herself. Like she gives. Glo does not give that naturally. She don't. It's something that I think she probably has to work on. But again, I feel like her definition of being sexy is what we see, which is like the fucking outfit that she had when she went to the fucking Chris Brown concert. It's like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? She fell on that fucking basketball court. Why? Because she don't know how to walk in heels. I know a bitch when she don't know how to walk in heels. You wanna know why? Because I used to did not know how to walk in heels. And that's how I was looking in college, baby. Freshman to sophomore year of college, that's how I looked walking in heels. A mess. Not realizing it's heel, foot, heel, toe, heel, toe. You got to walk with your heel first. If anybody want to know, if you want to know how to walk in heels, when you walk in heels, you don't walk like how you regularly walk. You got to start with the heel. Heel down. Heel down. It's a way of being sexy without doing the shit that you're doing. And it's making people like, it's rubbing people the wrong way. And I also want to say that, like, you bitches do all of this thinking that y'all really going to be around for the next 10. Megan has built up enough equity within her fan base, within companies and things like that, to where she will continue to thrive. Megan will be here to me in another 4 years. I can't say the same thing about you, Glo. Unless you switch it up. Megan has been here for a little bit of time, and I think she will continuously be here. Fucking coming for Meg. That shit pissed me the fuck off. And then the last thing is, okay, this kind of two things going together, right? So it came out that, like, for the first time, I think in 35 years, that there is now one, actually, I'm going to do a separate video on that because I'm really going to go the fuck off about that. I'm going to do a separate video about that. I'm going to do a separate video about how it just came out that it's been 35 years of... This week is the first time in 35 years that not one hip-hop song is on the top 40. I'm going to have a conversation about that because I don't like the way y'all trying to flip that to be like women's fault. And I'm going to snap out about that. But last thing I'm going to talk about, like I said, is this whole Jay-Z thing. Baby, I'm so tired. Y'all need to stop falling again for the same fucking conversations every 5 business days. There has been this same tweet that's been going on for years. People just want to constantly repost it because for obviously for attention. And the tweet is, I can't name 5 songs by Jay-Z that's not included with, and it's normally like either Rihanna or a Beyonce or whatever the case may be. And then then a whole bunch of people like it, and then people repost, oh yeah, I don't know any Jay-Z songs either. Blah, blah, blah. Baby, I fell for that like 3-4 years ago. And I haven't fell for it since because I see it all the time. Let me just be clear on that tweet. First of all, it's a troll account that always tweets that. But I just want to be very clear to people who are responding and say, oh my gosh, yeah. If you are saying that you cannot name more than 5 Jay-Z songs without a Rihanna or a Beyonce, pretty much where he's the feature, that says more about you than it does him. Nobody. I don't give a fuck what age you are. Because when this tweet came out years ago, I asked my sister at the time, who was like 16, if she could name more than 5 Jay-Z songs. She named fucking 20. Because she listens to rap and she's an actual hip-hop fan. Nobody takes you seriously if you say you can't name more than 5 Jay-Z songs without a feature. You want to know what that signals to the rest of us? You're not a hip-hop fan. You're a pop fan. And that's fine. But that says more about you than it does him. Because nobody who listens to hip-hop or rap consistently would say out of their fucking mouths that they cannot list more than 5 Jay-Z songs. Hell, there are white people who can name more than 5 Jay-Z songs. That's not a Beyonce fucking feature. So if you're white, you might be too young, right? But it's mostly has nothing to do with being young and more so has everything to do with the fact that you don't listen to hip hop and rap. So please, yes, repost these things and say you can't name them so that I can know to either block you or know that you're not somebody that's into rap or hip hop. I don't know why the fuck y'all fall for this shit every time. It's this fucking troll account whose fucking avatar is Danny Phantom. Y'all are letting a Danny Phantom avatar so you don't know if this person is white, black, mixed, Indian, Irish. You don't know what this person is. And you letting them get you upset about some shit that at the end of the day you know is bullshit. You know it's bullshit. Not bullshit, but in the sense of like, well then I know not to take your opinion seriously, right? We're not going to do this shit. We're not going to be here all day. But then there was a conversation yet again about who would Jay-Z be able to do a versus against. I'm going to tell you something right now. Jay-Z not doing no damn verses. Jay-Z is not doing no damn verses. They would have to, it would really have to be like a real big favor. And who do you think that Jay-Z could do a versus with? The hard thing about Jay-Z is that it's a generational thing, kind of, right? Because people are saying, like, Jay-Z and Kanye, right? Yeah, I guess. But that's a generational thing because, yes, Jay-Z and Kanye was kind of out at the same time. But, like, Kanye looked up to Jay-Z because Jay-Z was out for a very, 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 very long time before Kanye came out. But I guess if we're talking hits for hits, yes, I would do Kanye. Yes, I would do Drake. The one that we really want to see is Jay-Z and Drake. I don't know why we're playing games. We want to see Jay-Z versus Drake because those are the two fucking pillars of generations. Jay-Z is the pillar of one generation. Drake is the pillar of another one. They both are wildly successful, both in the rap, regular hippie hip hop scene, versus being very, very poppy at the same time. Like, that would be a really nice versus. And we know that Drake and Hove got this, like, it's like this frenemy relationship. That's why people are like, oh, they be on the same songs with each other. How do they hate each other? Baby, it's very frenemy. They frenemies. They frenemies with each other. I'm telling you, they frenemies, okay? Yeah, but that's all I got on that, y'all. I'm gonna do another video, but I'm gonna probably post that when I'm on vacation so that y'all have something while I'm going. But y'all get in the comments for me what y'all think about. Bye.